Biashara Tuesday is still live on air. The hashtag to use, the hashtag Biashara Tuesday. Hashtag rise today. Tag us at Richard_Okenye at KUTV Kenya. Alafu unatuambia una watch kutoka wapi and any questions you have. Who else you'd like to tune into the show. Mambo kama hayo. I see Simon anasema ako in the middle of examinations in Kenyatta University. Lakini I still did spare a few minutes to see the conversation. Environment, oh yeah. Environment, oh yeah, I guess. If that's what you're going with. Asante for tuning in, Simon. Gibson also tuning in from the CBD. Gibson Okwara. Asante for that. Ashley Asachi from Ngong Road. Habari yako, Ashley? Kunaendeleaje on your end? Josiah Bwire anatu watch also from Ruiru, Kenya. Lilian anasema hi, najasema kitu kingine. And then on X, I will also be sampling your feedback, so keep sending that, and also on the live stream that is there on YouTube, KUTV Kenya. Here with me is the Secretary General of Ubunifu Eco-Train Movement and also a representative from Ubunifu Eco-Train Movement. So let them introduce themselves, do justice to their titles as well. Alafu, we get to know what is ready for us this Saturday and also what we are celebrating in World Earth Day. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'll begin with the lady. Habari ya kwako?
Niko poa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Sarah Kimaiga. I am the Secretary General of Ubunifu Eco-Train Movement, and under the movement, I represent Najimudu Empowerment Initiative. It's so glad to be here. Thank you.
Let us know of Najimudu to see brush under the carpet when you go to Eco-Train.
Okay, so Najimudu Empowerment Initiative is a registered NGO under the NGO Coordination Act, and we are also youth-led. We consist of youths, and another thing is that we are in the environment space. So we deal with sustainable solutions in their community, meaning that when we conduct a project or an event in a society, it's not a one-time impact, but rather something that will go on benefiting that society even after we leave.
Oh, nice. Continuous efforts. Yes. I'll be having a question on that, especially on the environment, how we can have continuous efforts in preserving the environment. Bro.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Please do justice to your introduction.
Okay, thank you. My name is David Kimani, and I'm a representative at Ubunifu Eco-Train Movement. I'm the chairman of a group called the Visionarians, which is part of the 30 organizations that are forming the Ubunifu Eco-Train. Yeah, and as for me, the Visionarians, what we focus on 4 thematic areas, and that's climate smart agriculture, climate change, environmental conservation, and charity. Yeah, so on 20th of April, we came together and we decided to form an event where we talk more about the natural resources and how World Earth Day we can empower young people in the young generation on how they can end the plastic use and how we can nurture people to understand more about the food and also the environmental side and sector, everything.
Right, nice. I'm sure then you're going to be very relevant for that workshop, which I see is prepared on sustainable urban agriculture, which is falling in line with what you do.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the show, guys. So Ubunifu Eco-Train Movement, a coalition of 30 youth-led environmental organizations. So I'm guessing those 2 organizations you've mentioned are part of this 30 youth-led environmental organizations. What are the other organizations in general looking like, if we can speak on that, Sarah?
Okay, thank you. Yes, we are composed of 30 youth-led organizations in the environment space. We come from various regions, from Nairobi and beyond. And another thing is that we are under the Ubunifu Hub as our main partners. We undergo various training programs on matters environment so that we get to know more about climate justice. So the youth organizations deal in various things in the climate space. There are those that deal with turning waste to art. There are those that deal with reforestation and tree planting. We have community cleanups and so on. Yes.
All right. So I'm getting that this is a mega organization of organizations under another mega organization,
Yes,
which is
yes.
Ubunifu Hub, alafu kuna Ubunifu Eco-Train Movement, alafu other organizations of
Yes.
eco-conscious individuals.
Yes.
These are individuals who are, conscious about matters of the environment.
Yes.
I like it. Climate justice. Here, the collective mission that I see is change the damage. Kimani, labda you can let us know, what does change the damage then? What is this? What kind of a thought process are you trying to inspire when the collective mission for all these organizations is change the damage? What is the damage that you're trying to change?
The damage that we're trying to change is more about the waste management and how, especially the Nairobi County and the Kiambu County, how they are going to manage this waste and turn this waste into opportunities. And also, how are we going to make sure our natural resources, especially the river ecosystems, because we can find most of the plastics and all, most of the waste managements are deposited directly into the river systems. And the river systems, they move up to the Nairobi River, and the same that the water that is being used for irrigation and other commercial purposes is the same water that we will be also consuming, let's say in the food sector. So the change that we are bringing is the damage that already has been occurring for so many years, and now we are coming in as a movement to emphasize and to empower the young people and every community to understand how we are supposed to move from one step to another.
All right. And I'm sure plastic is like a big chunk of this waste, right? So Sarah, and it comes very apt in this year's theme, which is planet versus plastics. Is there a war between the planet and plastics?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
looking
a
like?
very big war. So just to give you some history, plastics used to be, and sometimes is, a good thing in that it can be remolded into so many things. But with time, the once thought good thing has now started being bad.
Right.
In that we know that plastic takes time to decompose. So that leads to environmental problems like global warming, and even for the plastic that does decompose, it decomposes into microplastics. So you find that you're either drinking it, eating it, or breathing it, and that escalates down to hazards like your health, even animals, and so on.
So you're telling me if I see a plastic bottle kwa drainage, should hold on to my chest because my lungs might be affected next. That's the kind of health hazards you're
and
facing.
Something quite interesting is that it's not just in the health aspect that it affects you. When we start looking at things like diseases, we have seen resistant diseases coming up due to things like clogged ponds. So you find malaria is becoming resistant. We are having an increase in respiratory infections like asthma. So such things, in one way or the other, they do link up to plastic pollution.
All right, that is quite a scary situation actually, if you think about it, and we just casually throw around plastic. And then this being now a war, planet versus plastic. Kimani, I have a question here then. We already did ban the single-use plastics, but it seems that bado tuko na shida. And I wanted to ask Dennis Kimani, who came off air in the previous conversation, but let me ask this to you, which is then, should we ban all of plastic? What they're doing at Youth Green Society is they're finding ways then of trying to convert this plastic either to art or to other, non-conventional things that maybe we haven't thought about. Should we, because these have been efforts for a couple of years to ban single-use plastic, but we still have a problem with plastic. Should we completely ban plastic and then find other things to do, or how can we reduce these health hazards?
I believe the best way we can reduce these health hazards is to first of all create awareness to every individual. It starts with every individual. Then from there we can move to the community, to the national level. So what we do is we are coming up as a movement. We are coming up with various designs and products that we can use to eliminate the plastics and use them instead. That will be eco-friendly. The other thing is on the changing everything and putting the dynamic to every person. We need to make people to understand more. We cannot ban them like on a single day, and it cannot take months or years. It will take maybe decades, but we can reduce the time duration to a short time if we instill the knowledge, especially the health hazards knowledge, and how people they're supposed to take care of their health.
All right, and that's what is happening. And the plastic collection initiative Let us know about the plastic collection initiative. Is it also around collection of plastic and the campaign still on the end of single-use plastics?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so the plastic collection initiative will be the activity that will be commencing our awareness, our work.
Okay.
And just to highlight something about World Earth Day, is that the day emphasizes to all people, regardless of your gender, your age, your race, your geographical location, that you have a moral right and responsibility when it comes to environmental protection. So an interesting fact about that day is that it was commenced in 1970 by a Harvard graduate.
Okay.
Talking of that, 4 years down the line, it's now one of the most attended public secular events in the world. So for us, we'll commence the day with a plastic collection initiative, and during that work, we will, besides collecting the waste, we'll also be echoing the sub-themes of World Earth Day.
Okay.
The main theme of World Earth Day is planet versus plastics, but we have other sub-themes that also need to be highlighted.
Okay.
Yes.
And those will happen on the day. So for people who want to what these other themes are, they can show up as well. This is an open invite.
Yeah.
We'll get to look at what people can expect for that day. But I had already talked to you just a bit on fast fashion, which is among those things that you're trying to also talk about, highlighting the environmental impact of fast fashion. Maybe you can let us in kidogo. What is fast fashion for someone who doesn't know what that means for them?
Okay. So fast fashion is the situation, or rather the process by which we are creating so many clothes based on trends, and even as the buyer, you are consuming them based on what is trending in the market. So it ends up accumulating, and we get ourselves into a situation where it's the third world countries that get much of the dumping of the fashion waste. So fast fashion is all about that. You are consuming a lot to the extent that it becomes waste. Besides that, the fashion industry itself, we have so many plastics that are consumed in the process, and all that it builds up and contributes to the waste.
All right. So those addicts of Gikomba and Toy Market, you are contributing to the environmental impact of fast fashion. It's like fast food for watu wa luku. So, think about the environmental impact of that as well. The day, bro, let us know. On Saturday, 20th April, 2024, what kind of events, what is the flow of events that's going to happen there on the awareness that is planned by the Eco-Train Movement?
The event will be at Temple Art Studio. That will be Lakisama Kasarani. And there we'll have our main workshop, which will be more on agriculture, climate smart agriculture and vertical farming and urban farming. So there we'll create awareness to all the invitees that will be coming on how to grow your own food organically. So that's one of the main things that's a big solution to our country, to the global. The crisis of food shortage is a very, very major thing. That's linking up with the environment. So what we do is we are coming up with different products and designs of how to train people, because normally people in the urban sector, people do plant their own crops using these vertical farming designs.
Yes.
Maybe the stories and the other designs. But as an eco movement, we are becoming more innovative and more brilliant, where we are coming with other designs like hydroponic solutions, where you can grow your own food even without soil, without the need of soil, and also how you can use the little space that you have at your own compound or at your area to grow as many food as possible. The food that you also share with your neighbor, or you also sell them to your neighbor. It will also create a sustainable livelihood to the young people and also to the children, because we are impacting this knowledge most likely to the children, because they are the future generations. And we want them to know how will they grow this own food organically, and how are the benefits of consuming organically made food.
Okay.
Yes.
As a consumer of organic food, I think that's something I'm excited about. Na umesema that it can be done in a small space, right? So pale kwa single room yangu ka balcony hivi naweza weka naweza weka some food there.
Unaweza panda sukuma, tomatoes, all of the vegetables and some fruits, and unaweza believe it will be sustainable to you. Na by that it will save time, money and energy that for you looking for good food.
I'm really interested actually.
Thank you.
I'd love to know how I can do but maisha imekuwa expensive bana.
Yeah. Maisha ni expensive.
Let me save environment pia nikisave tumbo yangu.
Exactly.
At the very same time. There's going to be a talent concert.
Yeah.
I see here to celebrate artists. What is that looking like? How is that looking like?
Yeah, so during also the event, we also want to nurture different talents where we'll meet with artists. If you're a young artist out there, you can come, and also we can show you how you can use these plastics to create art, and also this art that you've created, how will it link up to food? Let's say if it's the single-use plastic or plastic water bottles, how can you use these Coca-Cola bottles or water bottles to create something that is so much productive to the ecosystem and also to your health individually.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. So please do show up there and see the various, artistry that will be showcased, artistic talents, music, dances, and much more. Sarah, here's a question I ask everyone when we have a conversation about the environment for the first time on this show is, why should I care, man? The future generation, probably by the time I am dying, the earth will still be standing. Hata kama pollution itakuwa imezidi, mimi nitakuwa ninaondokea anyway. So to be very honest, there's a bunch of people with that kind of attitude. It's like, man, I really don't care. I'm like 70, I have 20 years left. Who cares about how much single plastic is blocking the expressway? I don't even use the expressway anyway. Yeah, so why should we care? Yeah, why should we care?
The thing with the environment and the climate space in general is that it affects everything. So even when it comes to matters accessing something, let's tuongee in layman, we have seen someone complaining, I can't go a certain place, iyo jua yote. That's climate. That's climate. And let's talk about the health, how it's affecting your health. Let's talk about food security. So it touches on everything. Recently in Uganda, there was a school that was closed because of global warming. Like, it's so hot, people are just, you can't concentrate.
You need to go home. So
that shows you that if it's not affecting you, it's affecting someone. And that is why even as a movement, it's us as youths who have decided to be at the forefront of advocating for climate change. Because some of these effects we're seeing now, they have built up over time, and we are the ones who are disproportionately facing the repercussions. So we have to be at the forefront, and even workshops that invite young children are very, very pivotal in this, because they're helping even the younger generation to be part of the change.
Right. So pale ukijambia hii jua ni ya mvua, sijui mvua ni ya jua. Those are the
kumenyesha January, that's climate change.
Yeah, we actually did talk about that here on the show some few weeks back, when there was like different climatic conditions or weather conditions for January and February in Kenya. It was extremely hot at some point as compared to previous years at the beginning of the year, and it was clear from scientists that indeed these are the effects of climate change.
Yes.
And we need to think about climate justice. Right, there are opportunities in entrepreneurship, employment. Is that something that any of you can talk about, Kimani, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah. What is the opportunity, especially for the youth? When we talk about something, it's nikifanya hiyo shughuli, kuna venye naweza pata kakitu, ama kuna venye nitaweza develop. And this being Biashara Tuesday, I can't avoid a question on financial empowerment. Is there avenues for opportunities in employment and business?
Yeah. So personally, let me talk more about the agriculture sector, because that's more, we are facing a big crisis on the food, and we are having a food shortage in the country and also the global. Yeah. So what I can say is I would like so many people, especially the young people, to learn how to grow their own food, because one thing I know is whoever controls your food controls you. Yeah. So if you can learn how to the art of food production, it's very, very, especially the safe food, not just genetically modified food. The safe food is very, very marketable in such a way that if you promote the safe food, every human being wants to consume something that's it's productive to their own body.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, if you are a youth out there and you are lacking any income and you want to get in this space of green jobs, what you can do is you can go and start creating this vertical farming and learn about the urban farming sector, learn how to grow some certain plants and seedlings, go and do it to someone who you know maybe within your area code. You can start with that, and then from there, or you can also create maybe a small garden out of your maybe balcony, or maybe you have a land or a small area where this food that you're growing, you can also sell it to the market area.
Yeah.
It will just bring some sense out of it, to your pocket. And also the main thing is right now, if you promote the agenda of safe food, I guarantee you it will bring money. There's money in food. Every human being will eat food.
Always.
No matter even if the story of artificial intelligence coming in, there will be no jobs, but human beings will live
always
to
eat. Yeah, AI will not
always eat. So
they will not replace food.
yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So if we jump into this sector as soon as possible, it's a very, very major, it's a very big step to everyone, I believe so. And we are here as a Eco-Train, we are here to train people on that.
Okay.
So worry no more. Our social media pages are already there, so we'll be teaching people how to do all of this.
Okay.
And also, we want to make sure people that they clean the cleanliness around the area. As long as they are doing the farming, we are nurturing that the natural resources of your community. Let it become the best.
Okay.
Let's if it's the rivers, the institutions, let's plant trees. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We are creating opportunities, but also taking care of the environment at the same time. They know Dennis Kimani, who is the chairperson of another organization called Youth Green Society. Pia alikuwa ametupatia one tip there, which is in that balcony space, you get seedlings za avocado yenye umekuwa ukikula kila siku. And then, you know, once they grow out of, you can still use a plastic bag. You're saving the environment and also using it there as part of your, you know, garden. And then when they get to a certain height, you go sell them to, you know, the roadside, you know, sellers who are either dealing in flowers or plants or, you know, small seedlings. So there's a lot of opportunity if you also involve creativity in how you think about it. People who want to be part of Eco-Train Movement, SecGen, is that open? Ama mshakufunga 30 youth-led mmeingia, so 30 under 30, no more.
No, haijafungwa. You can be part of us, but currently we are still formulating policies around that, so as to serve as an umbrella for everyone, regardless of the movement you're coming from. So yes, it's open. With time, we'll release mass recruitment and open spaces for people like to join us. We're already getting so many inquiries about that, so it's coming.
Oh, nice. Very nice. So ndio watu kama you know, nataka kuanzisha their own initiative, they can also come through, get training, learn from individuals who've already been in the space, right? So just a reminder for people that on Saturday 20th April 2024 at Temple Arts Center in Lucky Summer, there's going to be that awareness walk to commence with an advocacy walk from Safari Park to that studio, Temple Arts Studio. And they will engage in awareness, including plastic collection initiative, campaign for that single-use, to the end of single-use plastic. Advocate for a strong UN treaty on plastic pollution. I don't think we've talked about that. You want to handle it? Advocate for a strong UN treaty on plastic pollution. What is the advocacy around this about?
The advocacy is mainly to phase out single-use plastics, and not just in one country but globally, so that we don't end up having situation where one country is dumping in another country in one form or the other, including fashion. Yes.
Very nice.
So
very
it's
nice.
more of a global collaboration in this.
Okay, I like that. So that's the awareness walk. That's what will happen in the next awareness walk. There's going to be an interactive workshop as well, as has been mentioned there, vertical farming and information on sustainable urban agriculture, an art workshop designed to nurture creativity while fostering environmental awareness, a capacity building workshop aimed at equipping attendees with actionable skills for environmental stewardship, and then a talent concert. So usitoke concert peke, kuja the whole activity alafu ufike hadi mwisho. For people who want to take part as well, Kimani, maybe you can let us know of that. Kama nataka kushow up on Saturday, what should I do? How should I go about it?
Okay, so the event will be starting at 7 a.m. at Safari Park. We're having a walk from Safari Park up to Temple Art Studio, Lakisama. Yeah, so we'll be gathering together, then we'll be having this walk where we're collecting these plastics and all that.
As you move to the studio,
yes.
from town to studio?
Yes.
Not from town, from Safari Park.
From Safari Park.
From Safari Park, yes.
From Safari Park to Temple Art Studio. Oh, Safari Park, just right here on Thika Road.
Yes.
Okay, nilikuwa nimeona Uhuru Park, kama nilikuwa nimeona wapi. Yeah, sure. So from Safari Park to Temple Art Studio, along that way. So nikiwapata njiani naweza join in and we do all that together.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're
nice.
Inviting everyone. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the, like, it's very up to the name, Eco-Train Movement.
Yes.
It's like, we are moving together in this train of eco-conscious individuals.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys, for creating time for us this morning, letting us know of your Eco-Train movement. And I did see that the chairperson is Mwihaki Njogu, who has been my colleague here as well. So I just want to give a random shout out to Mwihaki Njogu, wherever she is at. One last remark on climate justice for the people at home. Maybe it's a call to action for them to think about the environment, to think about plastic use, or just anything on climate justice. I'll start with SecGen, Sarah.
Okay. My call to action will be to everyone. Be part of the change. So let's hold hands and create a sustainable future and a greener planet.
Okay. Kimani?
Yeah, well, my call to action is to tell people live in a healthy area while you're consuming healthy foods.
Yeah, sounds like where I want to live, man.
Yeah.
A healthy area with healthy foods. That's a short statement, but laden with a lot of information. Debbie Rono, learning a lot on the show. Asante Debbie for watching. Mugeni Nelly, it's nice seeing young people participating in eco-friendly activities. How can I join you? Tushajibu hiyo? Yeah. How can you join them? They'll be releasing information on mass recruitment, but you can join them on Saturday for that activity. Here, go open for you. So Mugeni Nelly, show up at Safari Park 7 a.m. Lafu pia unaweza reach out to their social channels. If we can get that. Yeah.
Currently, our most active social media account is Instagram. So you can find us there at ubunifu.ecotrain.
All right.
Yes.
Ubunifu.ecotrain. Type it out on your Instagram and then reach out to them on any queries that you have. Jilo Mamu, caring and loving the environment means taking responsibility for its well-being. Every action, no matter how small, can make a difference in preserving and protecting it. Yeah, so every small action that you do is going to be very useful in our collective efforts in trying to take care of the environment. That's the conversation that you've had here with Ubunifu Eco-Train Movement, which is in partnership with Ubunifu Hub, and they're doing a lot in raising awareness towards plastic pollution. Planet versus plastics, this year's theme in World Earth Day of 2024. Guys, maybe if there's people you'd like to thank for the partnerships or for anything, or a shout out, this is the chance as we close it up. Maybe Kimani can start it, alafu tumalize na SecGen kwa sababu wako hapo juu.
I would like to thank everyone that will be coming, first of all, because you're much welcomed. I also like to thank Ubunifu Hub because they have given us this space to empower more people, because they gave us the skills they empowered us with all the skills. So we also like to empower other people. That's why we formed the Eco-Train. Yeah, so I wish to welcome everyone so that we can meet on Saturday, and then from there we can have more personal talks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Kimani, anyone you'd like to... Sarah, anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, just to echo and to add to what my colleague has said, I'll also thank all the youths in the various youth groups in the movement. Thank you for your youthful energy and your vibrance, as well as your ideas. We also want to thank the local government, especially at Lakisama Temple Arts. They have been really supportive, and they will actually be part of the event. And everyone is welcome. Do join us.
Okay. Please do join them. Again, reminder, it's Saturday, this Saturday, 20th. and that's going to be in preparation for Monday, World Earth Day. Thank you very much, guys, for creating time for us here. All right, so going to take a short break, alafu nikunywe maji, and then I'll be back with another heated discussion with Nick Mwadime Mwangi. Nick Mwadime Mwangi, I'd like to know if he has any positive things to say about the turnaround in the economy. Clearly, the Kenya Kwanza government is happy with the drop of electricity prices, drop of unga prices, the strengthening of the shilling, drop of fuel prices. I mean, I'm guessing for the first time Nick might be smiling here. Maybe he will thank the president for once, but I'm not going to speak on his behalf. He'll be here in a short while, accompanied with Margaret Kiune, Deputy President of the TVET Students Association. We're looking at the headlines of the day from the Business Daily, the Daily Nation, and the Standard. If you have any other out there, let us know what that looks like. I'll be right back. Don't go far.